Yeah, well, there's a couple of things. One was, I think, just understanding the context again. So I talked to, that understand the landscape. So how does this place work at all?
Yeah.
Because I went from Nokia, where you were working on a specific model of a phone, and I was like, that's obvious. Okay, this is the phone. You saw the prototypes being made. You saw the design being done.
Yeah.
Whereas here it was like everything was just like really diffuse and incredibly complex. I mean, really crazily complex for for someone to come in from the outside and just understand what are they even talking about. I know there's ships, I know there's containers in those ships, but apart from that, I'm lost.
Yeah.
And you need to build up that. So that's one part, but that's true of any company. If you move from, if I moved to banking now, I'd be kind of go, okay, I know what a bank account is, but that's about it. So I think that was one thing, and the other thing was, the challenge I had, I think, was the compromise again on what my design values were.
Yeah.
So I was pushing for, and I've always pushed for it since my days in Nokia, where we did a load of research. We traveled the world talking to customers, and just put them in front of stuff and really just kind of, this is amazing, this is worth its weight in gold. To come into a place and kind of go, no, we have the requirements, you just need to design them.
Yeah.
Kind of go, okay.
What?
I can either leave now and just say,
Yeah.
this is rubbish, or I can get my heels dug in and say, okay, I'll do that. I'll do what you're asking me. And it was painful. And you design it, you design the best you can, and they looked at it and went, yeah, it's fine. And you kind of go, no, as a designer, you want them to go, whoa, this is really cool. No, it's just standard stuff. And it was for internal systems again. So it was a lot of kind of, ooh, this is really not what I thought it would be. And yet I could see that there was elements where you kind of go, okay, if I could just do that. So I started, I think one of the things I did was to, I just want to talk to some of the people who are using this. And I went, there was a kind of, why? They're sitting in India. That's, well, okay. Can I go to India and visit them then? Yeah, why? There's a lot of why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
I said, because for me to design properly, need to understand the context they work in.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they said, and they always give me, they would kind of give me an excuse, another excuse to go. I was like, to talk, to present something to them, and I was like, okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
And I went there and I started to understand, okay, so this is the way, this is our support centers in India. And it was like, okay, this is interesting. And it actually made some design decisions different.
Okay.
And I came back to that and went,
oh, that's nice.
You do know that they use keyboard shortcuts, and we're saying that they need, that it's all mouse based. Oh, okay. So if we had launched what we were going to launch, it would have failed from day one, and we would have had a stop.
Yeah.
Shit, that was lucky we found that out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that sort of stuff, so we kind of, okay, so we need to figure out, okay, again, the content, they just didn't have mouse. So why the hell are we designing for mouse then?
Exactly. It's so crazy, right?
There's a lot, and there's a load of those examples where, and I think, and it happened more and more as we went on, where you just, and again, it was a very, very simple. We had a really good example of when we were doing some apps for our ship inspectors. So the vessels, the inspectors go out and inspect the vessels, and they write all their notes down on a piece of paper, and then they go back to the office and type it in. And someone kind of went, that would be much easier if they had like an iPad where they could, it's a standard set of things they need to go through. They can just tap it in there. So it's a really good idea.
Exactly. Yeah.
We went out and looked at how to do this, and we went, and we saw this guy crawling in under oil pipes, torch, and we said, okay, can you hold his iPad and do it? And he took his massive gloves and just went, yeah, and crawled under, and it was filthy with oil after like 2 minutes. And we kind of go, okay, maybe the app wasn't such a good idea after all. Yeah. And that's the thing that they're really blinding examples of just not knowing the customer. But they're really strong examples. They kind of go, okay, next time we do something, we're going to check what the context is, what environment is being used in. And that's just really.
But it's crazy, right? Yeah, it's crazy. But how was the environment when you actually entered Maersk as a UX designer? Like the environment towards UX design or design in general, like was it hostile, or had they seen some sort of light, or?
No, I did see some, like, because I mean, I mentioned I was the first full-time. As far
Yeah,
as I know,
exactly.
you shake that. It's a good story anyway. But there were consultants. There were a lot of consultants, or really expensive English consultants who flew in every one day and left again Friday. You know, and they were doing a lot of the kind of the design work. So it wasn't that it was like totally, what the hell is this guy doing? There was appreciation we needed, and an appreciation that needed to get it in-house. So it was probably the big thing, that there was a desire to get design in-house, rather than spending a lot of money on these